Hi, my name's Stephen Kenyon, and today we're going to focus on a brilliant game called Top Trump Cards and think about how we can use this game to develop and demonstrate understanding of book characters. When you're choosing your Top Trump card, I want to encourage you to choose a character that you love from a story that you find really exciting. Think about picking a story that's full of colourful, creative, adventurous characters. Maybe think about choosing a character from a series of stories or books, so you've got lots of adventures and characters to base your Top Trump cards upon. You might want to think about something like the Chronicles of Narnia, because there's 7 wonderful stories there, or something like Harry Potter. You might want to think about an author that has got lots of brilliant characters and do an author pack of Top Trump cards, maybe like Roald Dahl or Julia Donaldson. I've chosen to focus my first card on Lucy Pevensey from The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe because she's a small child, but she's brave, she's kind, and she goes on lots of exciting adventures. Lucy has many wonderful adventures, including meeting Aslan and Mr. Tumnus. When I'm creating a Top Trump card, I need to think about the character's name, a photograph or a picture of the character, and then some categories. So I've already said that Lucy is kind and brave. They're going to be 2 of the categories on her Top Trump card. I've given her the categories bravery, kindness, optimism, cruelty, and magic powers. Obviously, she's very brave, but I've given her 0 for cruelty. I've then just put a little summary about Lucy underneath. Lucy Pevensey steps through the wardrobe and discovers Narnia. She bravely agrees to try and save Narnia from the White Witch. Once you've created your Top Trump card, the other thing you can do is support the points you've made, or in this case, the scores you've given the characters, with evidence from the text. So I've written a little bit about Lucy, just explaining why I've given her these scores and backing it up with evidence from the text and even a little quote from the book. So here you see I've written a little bit about how brave and kind Lucy is. I've used a quote from the book and I've even defined a word at the bottom. Lucy is very brave. She urges her siblings to search for her friend Tumnus when they find that the fawn's home is ransacked. She stays in Narnia to help him even though she knows the White Witch is hunting her. Lucy is very optimistic and believes she can help save Narnia. When Lucy finds out that Mr. Tumnus had planned to hand her over to the White Witch, she shows great kindness by forgiving him immediately. She also forgives her brother Edmund for betraying her. "Then be off home as quick as you can," said the fawn. "And can you ever forgive me for what I meant to do?" "Why, of course I can," said Lucy, shaking him heartily by the hand, "and I do hope you won't get into dreadful trouble on my account." Although Lucy does not fight in the battle, she uses a magical cordial, a gift from Father Christmas, to heal the wounded following the battle with the witch's troops. At the end of the book, she is described as Queen Lucy the Valiant. Valiant means to possess or show courage or determination. I hope you'll have a fantastic time creating Top Trump cards about your favourite book characters.
Hi everyone, it's Catherine Leyland here from the Lancashire English team for LPDS. I'm going to show you one of my favourite spelling games. I love spelling and I think it should be really fun. So if you've got a word that you are struggling to spell, then hopefully this is the game for you. You don't need a lot of resources for this game, just a piece of paper, any old paper will do. A highlighter pen if you've got one, if not, don't worry, you could use a coloured felt tip. A writing pencil, again, if you prefer to use coloured pencils, that's absolutely fine. And I've got a small timer that I found in a board game. You don't have to have one of these. You could use a timer on your phone or an iPad or one that you find online, or you could simply just use a watch or a clock. Okay, so the only other thing we need is a word we struggle to spell. Now, I sometimes get the spelling of the word thought mixed up. So I'm going to practice that word today. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my piece of paper and fold it into quarters. Don't worry too much about this. It doesn't need to be perfect. So fold it into quarters and there you go. I've got 4 there. In the top left-hand corner, I'm going to write my word. Now, it's really important that this one is spelt correctly. So if you're not sure how to spell it, then please copy it from somewhere, or I'm sure there's an adult in the house who would be willing to help you. So in my highlighter pen and in my best school joined up handwriting, I'm going to write the word thought. Now, I've just seen it written down, so I know exactly what the correct spelling is. There we go. That is in the top left hand corner. Now what I'm going to do is set my timer to 1 minute, possibly 2 minutes, and I'm going to trace over this word as many times as I can. So here we go. Here's my timer. Turn that over, and with my pencil I'm going to start tracing over the word thought. Now, I'm not rushing this too much, because what I want to do is make sure I'm getting the joins of my letters correct. I want to be able to feel the letters as I'm writing them down. Okay, so I'm going over and over the word thought. I'm not rushing it. I'm taking my time and I am feeling those letters one after the other. Okay, and when the timer runs out, you can stop. Now that one doesn't look as neat obviously as the first one, but that one is really important. Okay, now we've done that one, what I'm going to do with my pencil or your coloured pencil is to simply copy that word once in the top right hand box. Okay, so we're still using the left hand box as a guide there. So I'm going to write it down just like that. Okay, can you see that? Now then, now I'm going to fold it over. Now that becomes a little bit trickier because now I can't see it. So now I'm starting to test my knowledge of the spelling. So in the bottom left hand box, I'm now going to write the word from memory. Again, just once and as neatly as I can. There we go. Then I'm going to fold it over again. And this is my favourite bit. This is the fun part. We're going to write it just once more again in that final box, but we're going to do it with our eyes closed. So close your eyes. Write the word as you've remembered it. Open your eyes and you will be amazed at how neatly you can write that word. Okay, now because we did lots of ways of spelling the word at the top, that's why we could do it so neatly with our eyes closed, but it also proves that that spelling is now in my memory, because if I can spell it correctly and write it neatly with my eyes closed, then I must be winning. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that game and I hope that you can play it at home. Thank you, bye-bye.
Hi, it's Stephen Kenyon back again with my little dog Charlie, and today we're thinking about summer holidays. Obviously the weather is getting better outside, but unfortunately lots of our summer holidays have had to be cancelled this year. That won't stop you having a look back at your family history and finding out where have your family been on holiday. So where did your parents go on holiday when they were children? Where did your grandparents go on holiday? Where did your great-grandparents go on holiday? So my mother went on holiday to a place called Halsall, which actually was only 2 miles away from where she lived in Skatesbrick. They didn't have a lot of money, they didn't have a car, so they didn't travel as far. When I was little, we used to go to a place called Butlins, a holiday centre, which was about 130 miles away in North Wales, so a little bit further. And then when my children were little, I joined my wife's family and we went to a place called Cornwall. Now Cornwall is down the southwest of England, and actually I wonder how far away from Lancashire it is, do you know? It's about 300 miles away. So how far have you been on holiday? So it'll be really interesting to find out where you go on holiday and how many miles that is from home, and whether that's further than your parents, grandparents and great-grandparents travelled. So like I was saying, my wife's family have been going to Cornwall for about 60 years to the same caravan site, and it's really interesting looking back at photos and seeing how that caravan site has changed from just a field to a really quite detailed and extravagant caravan site with toilet blocks and shops and caravans, a really beautiful holiday resort now. And one thing we like to do as a family is actually create seaside crafts to remind us of our holidays. So this seahorse, made out of driftwood and shells, was created by my daughter Olivia, and she made that because we went to Cornwall on holiday and she saw something similar in a gift shop and really liked it. I made this driftwood and shell photograph frame to put a nice picture of our family holidays in. So I really love craft as well. And then my children's grandfather made this driftwood tree from driftwood in Cornwall, and their grandmother made this photograph frame which has got sea glass and pebbles in, making a picture. So as a family we love making craft items. It goes even further back. My children's great-grandmother was brilliant at embroidery, and she makes these beautiful embroidery frames which we have all over the house as well. So what can you find? Have a look around your home and see what you can find. Maybe have a look through some old photograph albums, home videos. Have any of you made some painted pebbles and any seaside crafts around your home? And where did your family go on holiday? Have they collected pine cones or maybe some other things from their holiday? So these jugs are actually from Italy, from a place called Limoni that we've been to as a family, and they're decorated with lemons because Limoni is full of lemon groves. This turtle is from a holiday in Greece, and we went swimming in this Greek island, and we were swimming with turtles, which was brilliant, a lovely memory. So I hope you can have a good research about family holidays and find out where your families have been on holiday. One last thing, there is a really brilliant website called Historic England, and I'll put a link to it at the end of this video, and you can find out about people in England over the last few hundred years and where they also went to on holiday. Wonder how long British people have been going to the seaside for on holiday. See if you can find out. So stay safe, and I hope you enjoy investigating your family's summer holidays.